Drinking and Driving podcast is back with one of the biggest sports updates of all time. Definitely of this year, maybe all time. Big disappointment. You might as well reschedule the 4th of July and just gift it to the Chinese because Joey Chestnut was banned from the 4th of July Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
What?
Yup.
What is this nonsense?
I cannot
What
believe
did
you
he
didn't hear
do?
about this yet.
Performance enhancing?
No, he's banned for
Winners?
life because so the Major League Eating, the MLE, Major League Eating Federation said that since he made a deal with the Impossible Meats brand, that was a violation against the brand exclusivity with Nathan's hot dogs. So Major League Eating decided that he was no longer allowed to compete.
Bro, because he picked vegan meat?
Because he was taking money from them.
Who cares? That's what
yeah,
sponsorships are for.
that's exactly right. I mean, it's it's like if Jordan was wearing I don't know what Adidas one day out, like when he was leaving the basketball arena.
And they are just disqualified from
Done.
the NBA Finals?
Yep. He's out.
That is nonsense.
Canceled. It's
Why
the
would he
biggest
do that? That's,
racket.
terrible for business.
Right. Yeah, I
Kind
think
of like
that
Fox canceling the Charlotte race.
I think this is a much bigger deal. This might be the biggest sports news of all time, and it might be the biggest scandal of all time. I mean, he's competed 19 times, and he's won 17 times. Broke his own world record 9 times. Fended off the only other competitive eater that you could probably name is Kobayashi, and made Kobayashi look like a absolute fool
Didn't he
because he's
retire
just
this
that much
year?
better. Well, so he retired like a while ago, and then he came back, and now they say he retired for good. But if Kobayashi's not in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest and Joey Chestnut's there, why would we even watch? I don't care to watch someone eat 30 hot dogs. I want to see somebody eat 74 hot dogs.
Exactly. Was Kobayashi even, close? Or was just Chestnut, better than
He
everybody by far?
Kobayashi in his earlier days, they fought for it, but as you get older, competitive eating's a young man's game, and so I don't fault Joey Chestnut for going and getting his money. Like, competitive eating is not something that you make a lot of money in, and the fact that he would get a brand deal with Impossible Meats, I mean, go get your money. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, the NCAA athletes can go do it. I
Yeah.
mean, it just
All power to
this
Joey.
is
And he
this is
probably
sad.
was looking for some impossible meats because eating 70 hot dogs probably wasn't the healthiest.
Well, yeah, but it's still not like he said that that's what he's gonna eat during the Nathan's Day, hot dog eating contest on the
Yeah.
4th of July. Like it's not like he's only gonna eat that for now on. He's just representing them. It's
How do you
such a
practice eating hot dogs quickly?
he
Do you
trains.
just eat hot dogs, or is there
No, I think
a hot dog on a
there's
stick that you can pull back out your throat so you don't have to always eat them?
no, I think
Is it
there's
more
some
of
sort
a
of
strategy in the process of dipping more
I
than
think it's
actually eating?
it's a stretching exercise.
So you got to
And
stretch his throat out.
it's throat, it's stomach, it's just stamina. I don't know exactly what the training would look like, but I know he is a phenomenal athlete and probably one of the best to ever do his craft and one of the best to ever do anyone's craft. Like, look at I don't know how many seasons what's his name? Um Tom Brady participated in the NFL. But how many uh what are they called? Super Bowls. How
Rings.
many Super Bowl rings does he have? 6? 5?
6.
Okay,
7.
6. Okay. Well, so if he competed for let's just call it 19 years and he only won 6. Look at Joey Chestnut. He won 17 out of 19.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
way
the GOAT.
Yeah.
And to
So,
maintain that body, pretty
yeah,
impressive.
right. He's
Like,
actually low-key jacked too.
yeah, he's a good-looking fella, and
Yeah.
he's pretty slim. That's the impressive part.
Yep.
I feel like if
It,
you think of like if you're from an alien from Mars or whatever, and you think of Joey Chestnut just won the eating competition and ate 70 hot dogs in what, like 3 minutes or something, you would picture just a fat ass American.
yeah.
But no,
Nope. And you know
and
what you
and
just
he's
said?
straight,
If you
which is
hear,
crazy.
if you watch somebody eat 74 hot dogs on the most patriotic day in the whole year in America, like, 74 hot dogs is so freaking American. You start your day just saying, "I love this country." Now, I'm not gonna tune into this thing.
Yeah,
There's no way. Alright, well, let's move past this. We're not a competitive eating podcast, but I do have one other thing that doesn't relate to NASCAR or previewing this Iowa race, which is gonna be an interesting one, but my dog last night tore her ACL.
how does a dog do that?
I didn't know
And
a
how do
dog
you
had an
even know
ACL.
about it?
Oh my god, coming from going to the bathroom, they're all excited. They get the zoomies, they're running around, and then I hear like, big yeah, it was bad. And then
Yikes.
she just comes limping out, and she hasn't put weight on her back leg since.
So did you
It's
take
sad.
her to the vet and they
Took her to
said
the
it was a
vet
torn
today.
ACL?
Yeah, took her to the vet today. They said it wasn't pulled, it wasn't strained, it was completely disintegrated from the bone. It just pulled
Holy
straight
crap.
off. Full tear.
I didn't even like realize dogs had ACLs.
Yeah, I
How
know.
do you
It's
even fix that? Do they have to
there's
do
two
surgery or are they just
there's
gonna
yeah,
cut the
there's
leg
2
off?
different there's 2 surgical methods that they talked about, and then there's physical therapy. The physical therapy should be with or without the surgery, but, at her age, this is my older dog, my 9.5-year-old, they said there's no way it's gonna heal itself, so you gotta do surgery. So, at minimum, we're looking at 2 grand, upwards of 6 grand. Gonna be horrible,
I would
but
just I would take her out back and old yeller her and
You
then get
can't
another
say
dog.
that. No, shut up.
Hey,
You can't say that.
SPCA is just giving away dogs for free. They're a dime a dozen.
Shut up. You're an ass. Oh my god. All right, let's preview this Iowa race. Iowa corn 350 powered by ethanol, the most fitting sponsor for this race, I think. We're going to be on this short track for the first time in 5 years for the National Series, and the first time ever for the Cup Series to be in Iowa. And it's going to be an interesting one because, one, not a lot of these drivers have experience on this track. Nobody has experience on this track in a Cup car. And nobody knows what to expect because this track is partially repaved. If you listen to the last episode, we kind of touched on that a little bit, but we'll dive into this a little bit more. But yeah, first time back in 5 years. You had Ty Gibbs was our last winner in Iowa, and that would have been 19, 20. I think it was 20 actually. So maybe I was wrong. 4 years, but either way, not a lot of people have experience here. All the wins were Xfinity and Arca Menards and trucks. So let's see. What do you have to
Yeah,
say about this
we
track?
talked briefly last episode about the repaving and how they didn't really finish it, and weather delayed it, and then they really couldn't finish it, and now it looks like a disaster. It looks like a Frankenstein track that shouldn't be raced on. But I think that opens up the doors to some like anybody could win the race. So if any race this season you bet on a long shot, this could be a good race to do it. Logano is always good at tracks that nobody has a lot of experience at, so this is basically a brand new track, especially with the repave. And I'm sorry, I'm sick. I can't
What?
even talk.
You're sick? What the hell? It's the middle
My
of the
voice
summer.
is
You don't get a
cracking and
cold.
everything. I can't do it.
Oh, well,
But
I'll
especially
take
with being
over.
a new track over in 5 years and then the repave.
Yeah,
I
well,
think this is a Logano special, and look out for him for some good prices. I have him in a Dick's pick here in a little
we're not
bit.
gonna get into
Stay
the Dick's
tuned.
pick. We're in the first few
I'm not
minutes.
going yet, but stay tuned for that.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to wait on that. Let's talk about just due to the unevenness of this track. I think it's gonna make it extremely hard to pass because there's only gonna be one real fast line, and it's gonna be. Well, I think it's gonna change throughout the night because this is gonna be a race that it's probably real hot and sun beating down on it when it starts, and then the sun starts to set. It gets a little cooler, and that fast line might move. But because of the different areas of a little bit more slick from the new track, and then the old track being maybe a little bit rougher, uh, I just don't know what line is gonna work, and I don't think anyone's really gonna get a chance to to do that much in practice to figure it out. But I think practice is gonna be extremely important to figure out those lines and where they need to position themselves on the track.
Agreed. And there was testing here over or this year. So I know Kyle Larson was one that got a lot of good testing miles here. So look out for him too. I think he has a lot more practice here, and I think he was the only Chevy to do the testing. So
Yeah, usually when they test, they pick one guy from each manufacturer, um, and then very occasionally, like when you have to run in packs, like at a super speedway, then they'll take like one person from each team. But yeah, so I think there was only 3 guys that have raced here in the last 4 to 4.5 to 5 years. I don't know exactly. I thought it was 5 years. Now I'm looking at Ty Gibbs' win, and it was in 2020. So um, but either way, not a lot of people have experience here. That practice is going to be huge, and I think it's going to be hard to pass, which is going to make even qualifying super important. Track position, baby. Finish
always,
high
always
on that
track position.
qualifying. Yeah, yeah. Um, I think if I were to guess, no one that doesn't qualify in the top 15 will have a chance to win this race. Not because it's not short or it's not, long enough. I mean, we still are gonna go 300 miles, which 350 laps, so there's plenty of time, and, I think that you with the that, tire wear is gonna play a role with aren't gonna really be able to estimate the tire wear because you're changing surfaces so much, and it really depends what line you are taking and how often you're going between those lines. I think that's going to be the one big way to pass, and then everything else is going to be pitting strategy. But if you're looking for green flag laps and green flag pitting, I think you got to be up there in the top 15 to give yourself a chance.
Agreed. Yeah, it's a flatter track, and I was gonna about to say the same thing about tire wear. Um, this is in Iowa. What the hell is there to do in Iowa?
Actually, Iowa is a super cool place to go. And it has that Midwest vibe, kind of like Minnesota, the Wisconsin. They just love to drink beer, and I think that pairs so well with NASCAR. Just go out, have fun, drink beer, go outside, and I think it's the absolute perfect place for a NASCAR race. Um, and there's not all that distraction around it. Like, I know we talked about going to the Daytona race and staying in like a hotel on the beach and just go in for the race. That's not the whole NASCAR experience. If you go out to Iowa, you have to have the NASCAR experience because there's no other option. And I love that. I want to go. I'm not gonna make it
Yeah, I
out
mean they
this
have a
year,
lot
but
of corn to make the beer and everything. I guess that makes sense. But I was
corn
just
makes
looking on
beer.
their camping, the infield camping. They have an actual shower schedule. You can only shower at certain times.
That would actually be really nice. Well, I mean,
Maybe I don't know. No, because that line would be ginormous.
that's true.
I'm sure they
I
would.
don't
I
know.
don't know
I
why
actually
they
don't
would
know how
have
I
that.
feel
Right?
about it,
Wouldn't
but
you like it spread out throughout the day?
yeah, I don't know. But you also have to think about it. It's only a 0.88 mile track, which means that there's not a lot of people on the infield.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because you
Maybe
also, I mean, that's tight of a infield. Plus, you got your pits and your broadcast booths and stuff like that. Like, there's not a lot of people in the middle. I'm guessing. I don't. I I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what this track even looks like, from above, um, like, what the footprint is like, but that's just my assumption. I mean, I don't know how many people you can fit into, like, a Dover, which is a mile, and, like, with all the pitting and stuff like that.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like you fit a whole lot. I'm looking at the track from above. Yeah, so that's
Hmm,
interesting. But yeah,
yeah.
it is
Well,
in
I
the middle of
so I think it
nowhere,
might work out then.
Newton, Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah, what is that near? Like, is that near a bigger city, or is it just smack dab
Yeah, it is
right in the middle?
not near anything. Newton is the big city. They got a
Newton.
grocery store, just one. Yeah, that's all I
Well,
see really. And
I mean, it's not too terribly far from Des Moines, which is a relatively big city, and I believe the capital. But and that so that's right in the middle. So yeah, yeah. If you're going to this race, just make sure you get a lot of beer and food because you're gonna be stuck there. You're gonna go and you're gonna hang out there, which is to me heaven.
I agree with you. We did that same thing in Charlotte. We didn't even go downtown Charlotte.
That's true. This time we did not make it out. We had a good time though. A lot of beer. A lot of beer. Did you see Tyler Reddick's paint scheme for this
I
race?
did not yet.
Oh, it's the Hamburglar, the
Ooh, that's like
McDonald's
I'll add
Hamburglar.
it to
It's
the
really cool.
socials.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then of course you got the Bush Light car going full on corn can. The
Okay.
the John Deere corn can
I
that
have
they
some of
do.
those in my fridge right now.
Do you?
I
Actually,
do.
I don't know if
They're
that one's
sweet.
associated with
Actually,
John Deere.
um,
Have a
they
separate John
used to.
Deere can.
Yeah. I actually posted on the socials a Bush Light corn can, I think,
Yeah, so
the other
I
day.
mean,
So,
I'm gonna be rooting for that car, even though I don't think they have a chance this week.
who are you looking for to win this?
Well, if I start looking at the big board of odds, the first thing I want to say is I would really, really fade the favorite, Christopher Bell. Now, I am gonna say that because Bell has not proven himself on any short tracks this year. His last short track finish in Martinsville was 35th. I know he got up into the wall and that kind of ended his day, but he just I don't know why they're coming to they're boosting his odds. I know he's won here twice, 18 and 19 in the ARCA and um the Xfinity series, but I I just don't think he's gonna be the guy to win in Iowa. He's got his 2 wins this year at speedways/super speedways, and, I just don't think he's there right now. So I would fade that that favorite. Now, who I do like is Ryan Blaney. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder from losing, um, at, Worldwide Technology Racing in Illinois. He ran out of gas there. He had a super, super fast car, and I think that he's got that chip. He's starting to find his speed because he started out very disappointing at the beginning of this year, and I think he's starting to find his groove. Plus, this is a place that he basically grew up driving at. He's not obviously from Iowa, but he won early on in his career, 2012 and 2015, that just give him that little bit of an edge because, you know, just I think experience is gonna play a lot into this track because of the changing conditions and not a lot of people have been out there. Not a lot of people have tested out there. And so just the fact that early on in his career, he got those laps in and got those wins. Uh, I like Blaney here.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I don't because I don't think he's going to be the best Ford. So I don't think he's going to win it. Um, I'm going on the other side of that with Joey. I think has a really good shot at it. Like I said before, he's good at tracks that doesn't have a lot of experience by the drivers. He won at North Wilkesboro, and he's looking good these past couple races. But back to Bell, yeah, the books are really high on him. He's the favorite to win it. And I don't understand that. I think he has a really good car, but at plus 350, the books are at him. And that should be like a surefire thing. He's going to win. But I don't know. He's not raced too well, like you said, at short tracks. So just because the odds are like that, I would not bet on him. I was looking at him, but once I saw those odds, I was like, no way. Kyle Larson, I see him at plus 600. And with all the testing he has done, he is the best driver in the world right now. And you're going to give him plus 600, not going to give him the favorite. I don't know how you stray away from betting him. Um, I don't know if Chevy's going to do particularly well here, but because it is Larson and because he did have that testing, I think you should look at him for that. Maybe the odds will bounce down a little bit and you get him at a better price after qualifying.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually do like Larson too. I know that I shouldn't make this comparison because Dover and Iowa are not the same track. But if you look at the .88 mile track versus the 1 mile monster mile in Dover, it, the corners are similar, although Iowa's flatter. But like they're still tight. It's a similar length of a track. Larson finished second, and he looked good all day. Um, I I can't remember exactly if he won stages. No, he got second. No, he did win stage 2. So, I mean, he has the the chance to run really well here, and I think that he might. But also, you cannot rule out Denny Hamlin on a short track.
I was thinking that as well. He is also at like plus 900, I thought I saw him. And yeah, he's not even the top Toyota either because of the bell. And I don't know if it's time to ring the bell right just yet.
It's I don't think
I think
so.
I
I
would
don't
take
think we're
Denny
hearing
Hamlin
the
over him.
ding-a-ling-a-ling. No, I think Denny Hamlin over Bell for sure. If you were going driver matchups, that's an obvious one for me. I think Denny Hamlin also has that rest from last week. He raced 2 laps and he left the track. He was on a plane before the first stage ended. So he was home. He slept in his own bed, like had a nice night, um, and he's rested. He's ready to go. I think he's not someone that'll let 2, 3, 4 races in a row go badly. And with his quick 3 wins right at the beginning of the season, um, I think it's time that he's going to get back into it as this summer season ramps up. Like we said, there's what 10 races left. It's
Yeah,
wild.
season's going quick.
That's right.
All right, let me jump in the Dick's picks right here. I got 3 of them. Joey Logano over Ryan Blaney. I know you liked Blaney a lot. I do too. I think this is going to be a close one, but I think
You
Joey's
said
going to edge it out.
Logano over Blaney. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think
it's
so.
even money on Joey. So just because
Even
the
money on
odds are like
Joey.
that, he is plus 100. So he was in second at Richmond, and then he won the All Star race. He's looking good the past couple of races. Sixth at Martinsville. Joey, he should have won that one race at WW Worldwide, whatever technology open, WWE, whatever. Fifth at Martinsville and seventh at Dover. Uh, they're looking good, but I think Joey's just looking a little bit better in the last couple of races. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of the edge. Uh, Kind of similar on my second Dick's pick, Ty Gibbs over Brad Keselowski. This is a minus 115. Kez had a 24th at Martinsville, 6th at Richmond, 3 Bristol. He won Darlington. And Ty Gibbs second at Darlington, 10 Dover, 9th at Bristol, and 16th at Richmond. Ty Gibbs needs to, the last couple of races he hasn't been all there. I think Ty needs to kind of get his act together, and I think this is the race to do it. I like the Yodas a little bit in this race. Kez is
Yeah,
having
well,
a really good season, but I think he's going to slow down a bit. So I'll take Ty
yeah.
Gibbs at basically even money, minus 115.
Oh yeah, with Ty Gibbs being the most recent winner out of all these drivers at Iowa, I think we can't downplay that just because of well, I'll call it recency bias, but still, this is a track that's still an unknown. for a lot of these guys. And these older drivers, I feel like have even less experience here because they've been in the Cup Series for so long, who they haven't raced here ever. So actually, some of these young guys, you know, I say young, maybe they're kind of like that moderate level now. Like they're not the youngest guys, they're not 18, 19, 20 years old, but the 22 through 30-year olds, they have the advantage here because they raced here. Like this is where they had to cut their teeth in the Menard series, the ARCA series. Sorry, not Menards. I always do that, and then the Xfinity series. So I like that pick. I hate your first one, but
Thank
I
you.
do like the Gibbs over Kozlowski.
All right, my last one, I really like this one a lot. Group D, as in me. We got
Yeah,
four
Dick.
Bs here. We got Busher, Bush, Bubba, and Briscoe. I am taking Busher to win that group, plus 225. All they got to do is basically finish the race because Bush won't. Bubba
Oh,
sucks, and Briscoe hasn't been doing a whole lot all year. Busher's been looking good. He's still hungry for that win. I think he's going to be a really contending forward here too. Maybe even has a chance to win it, honestly. But really, all he has to do, top 10, I think, gets this win at plus 225.
yeah. The only thing that makes me think that you could, well, I think you could lose that bet on a mad, like pissed off Kyle Busch, who just decides to drive through everyone.
Yeah, but hopefully he drives through someone else and not Busher.
Well, I mean, like he might be after it. He got a fourth place finish at Dover, just outside of the podium. Decent enough finish there. He's probably happy with it. He started running really well last race, and then of course got dumped. So I think, I mean, I know that racing isn't just about a chip on their shoulder, but he is a revengeful guy, which could get him into trouble, but also might light a fire under his ass.
Sounds
That's
good. Do you
fine.
want to go to
That's
the
fine.
draft?
Yeah, let's do it. I think you're up. So you can take your first pick. So with the first pick in the Iowa Corn 350 powered by ethanol, Dick takes
Give me Kyle Larson for
Larson.
all the
Yeah, that's a
reasons I've
safe
said
pick.
before.
Yeah, I like that pick. We kind of covered it all already on him, so we won't really dig into that. So my next two picks. So I'm between Blaney and Hamlin. Now we talked about both of them again, but if you look at those two matching up, Blaney has the experience here, um, but with the slower car this year. Danny started off super strong on short tracks, but kind of chilled off in the last few weeks. So it's like one might be getting hot, one might be getting cold, or is it just, is it short term? But I'm gonna go with my gut and think that can't roll Denny Hamlin out, so I'll take him. With my second pick, my back half driver, I'm gonna take someone sort of unexpected that he hasn't been racing real well in the past few years, but he seems like a nice guy, and and he's another one of those guys that um, it took him a long time to get to the Cup Series. So although he hasn't been in the Cup Series too terribly long, he's been racing a long time and racing here in Iowa. A lot of experience, a lot of wins here, and I like him at these odds. So if I was gonna bet him, like top five, I think you'd make your money. Austin Dillon. So he's sitting 28th in odds at plus 2,000 right now. Um, I haven't looked at how the books would play out in a top five, top 10, top three matchups, like anything like that. But I like him to finish in the top half of the field. And that's all I'm looking
Okay,
for here.
that's an interesting pick. I don't know if either one of us has picked him yet this year.
I don't think so.
With my back half, I'm going to go with Carson Hocevar. He, hasn't done anything spectacular all year. He did have a 17th last week, 8th at the Worldwide Technology, and 10th at the All-Star race, and that's three of the last four races. He has pretty decent finishes. And look at him, a top 10 at Texas as well. Um, so I think he's doing better in the last couple of races. He is still like itching to really contend, but I think the Chevys are kind of, other than like Kyle Larson and Team Hendrick, I think he could be up there, to compete top 10, top 15. I would honestly look at him for a top 10 if you're actually betting, because this is a newer
Okay.
track. I think, some of the young guys can show up. Why not?
Okay. I like it. All right. You ready for your random pick? Wait.
Let's
I
do
forgot
it.
to record who you just had. All right. Gotcha. All right. You will get. Oh no, buddy. You get the 37th driver out of 37. And do you know who that is? Because I really don't. It's David Starr at
Nice. We were just talking about him offline.
plus 100,000. I think
I,
you I think you put $1 on him, just bet him outright just because you have him.
might as
Oh
well.
god. Yeah,
Has he
that's
ever even driven NASCAR Cup Series
well,
before?
I can't the fact that I can't even click on his name on the NASCAR app, means that there's not enough information out there, I don't
He's
think.
at plus 300,000 to win the race.
300,000, okay, so,
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I
looking at
see right
Race
now.
Center. Okay. Yeah, well, I'd throw a buck on him, win outright. I mean, it's probably $1 down the drain, but could you imagine winning it?
The
Alright.
first thing that I see looking him up is he's a country music star. So I don't know if that's him or not.
Oh, jeez. Maybe he just paid
It doesn't
money
look
and was
like
like, "Hey, I'm from Iowa, and I'm gonna be the honorary start."
it.
And you're gonna have a guy that does the pace lap and then waves his hand and say, "Thanks, this was cool." Alright, my random pick is number 16 in the odds, which would be Bubba Wallace, who I don't like here. So, that's okay. He's probably gonna be better off than David Starr. I could see him with a DNF, but I if he decides that he's gonna race well, now that we're within 10 races of the playoff cut, and he is nowhere near, maybe Denny Hamlin's in there like roughing him up and saying, "Hey, we don't pay you this money to be a mediocre driver." So that's my only hope is that 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 kind of gets under his skin. All right, we are about done here. This is going to be the first race off of a Fox network. So we're going
Yay!
on. I know it's going to be exciting. It's going to be on USA and NBC affiliate. I don't remember the time. So you guys are going to have to look it up. You guys all have smartphones and whatever. Siri can do it or Alexa, whatever. 350 laps, 306 miles. I don't know how to feel about it. We will break her down early next week, and we're glad that you guys are listening. We do have a few more of those drinking and driving hats that look so great. You can see pictures of them on our socials. DM us or email us at the Drunk Pod if you would like one. We did settle on it. It's $20 and we will ship it to you anywhere in the continental United States.
You pay
So,
shipping.
w- okay, whatever. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.